Hey, beautiful people. Britt over here of In Arms Coaching, coming into you with day 2 of 30 videos in 30 days. Super excited to be here. I miss connecting with you. So it's really fun to be back and making these videos. For those of you who are new to the channel or just finding me in a particular group that this video is airing in, I wanted to give you a brief introduction to what I do because it's really important in the context of what I'm talking about today. One of the main things that I do is I work with women entrepreneurs, healers, women business owners, teachers, educators, coaches, women in spiritual businesses like tarot card readers, Reiki practitioners, all those kinds of really heart-centered areas of work. And I teach them how to scale their income, scale their business to the income goal that they want, that they kind of dream of and want for themselves, as well as the impact that they want to have with their mission, their vision, the movement that they want to create in the world while they run their business in 30 hours a week or less. That's the combination of what I'm working with women around. And that becomes really important in light of what I want to talk to you about today, because one of the first things that we find when I start working with women is that there are blocks to what you say you want. This is probably not news to any of you. If you're watching me, you're familiar with this concept. But there's the thing that we want, and then there are the pieces of why it feels uncomfortable or scary to have it, or why we may have resistance to having it, right? And one of the main things that we often carry with us as a block or resistance when we're looking at how to grow our income, how to grow our impact, and how to also balance that with enough free time to do the things that we love is a block to making lots and lots of money, a block to making a gajillion dollars or an absolute metric shit ton of money. And I get why we have this block. I think it makes a lot of sense. But it's one of the first things that we really have to work with in my programs, because my programs are not just about the external pieces of growing impact, income, and free time, but the inner pieces, because those are really the foundation. Those are the bedrock. If you're not dealing with the inner pieces of why you do what you do, why you want what you want, why you don't want what you say you want, then the external pieces really aren't going to have any effect. So yesterday I talked about doing something every morning to kind of raise and cultivate the vibration that you want to use to attract what you want, right? It could be reading an excerpt from a book. It could be doing like an EFT or tapping video. It could be prayer. It could be movement. It could be meditation, but doing something that really increases and brings you to the vibration of what you want, like some sort of magnetic, attractive vibration, joy, happiness, wealth mindset, whatever it is. So today I was reading part of my morning vibration raising right now is reading this book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, which is Harv Eker. Sorry, it's hard to figure out which way it goes. And I mean, I'm definitely reading it with a grain of salt. There's a lot in here that's kind of gross and outdated and a little bit chauvinistic. But one of the things that I really love and I want to share with you this morning is his take on the difference between people who feel and define themselves as wealthy and people who feel and define themselves as not wealthy or poor or struggling. And he talks about how either or thinking trips people up who believe that if I have more, then someone else will have less. And then he also goes into, into the thought that if you have more, someone else has less. If you have money, you're taking it away from someone. He also goes into the thinking of, if you have money, then it's not like spiritual or it's greedy or any of those things. I mean, I bet if you pause this video and write down, a list of 10 things that are uncomfortable, scary, or that you're resistant to about having money, I bet you'll have no problem writing down 10 things. I can do it super easily. So what he says is, put bluntly, if you're so worried about other people and making sure they get their share, as if there is a share, he points out that the value of money is a figment of our collective imagination anyway. They print more. So it's not like if I have money, then you then can't have money because there's a finite amount necessarily. He says, if you're so worried about other people and making sure they get their share, as if there is a share, do what it takes to get rich so you can spread more money around. I strongly urge you to dispel the myth that money is in any way bad or that you will be less good or pure if you are wealthy. My friends, being kind, generous, and loving has nothing to do with what is or isn't in your wallet. These attributes come from what's in your heart. Being pure and spiritual have nothing to do with what is or isn't in your bank account. Those attributes come from what's in your soul. To think money makes you good or bad one way or another is either or thinking and just plain programmed garbage that is not supportive to your happiness and success. It's also not supportive to those around you, especially to children. If you're adamant about being a good person, then be good enough to not infect the next generation with the disempowering beliefs you may have inadvertently adopted. So I really love this. I really love the either or thinking, the black or white thinking, and I really encourage you, if wealth is something that you're cultivating, and I'm not just talking about the numbers in your bank account or whether or not you have investments or savings, I'm talking about how you feel in your life, the wealth of your health, of your relationships, of your financial stability. If wealth is something that you're cultivating and that you're working on, I really encourage you today to begin to find the places where you are resistant to the concept of wealth, the places where you're afraid of what it will cost you, the places where you're afraid of how you might be judged if you have a gajillion dollars in the bank account or in your investments account or in real estate holdings or whatever. I really encourage you to look at, if wealth is what you're cultivating and you don't feel wealthy yet, how do you benefit from that? What's comfortable about that? Because some part of you is creating not wealth if wealth is what you want and not wealth is showing up. So look at your attachment to that. And that's a really powerful piece of what we do when I work with women. And by the way, there is a 30-day program coming up in June where we're going to be looking at how to bend your time to create and cultivate exponential wealth. I just sent out a newsletter about it yesterday. If you're interested in it, find me on social media, email me, private message me, DM me, leave a comment below and tell me how I can get in touch with you. But we're going to be cultivating this in over 30 days in June. So super excited about that. All right. Comments, thoughts, considerations below. And thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like this video, if you found it valuable, please help me get it to other women. Please like it, please comment, please share it, please tag other women in it, recommend it to other people, and help me get it out to more and more women. And I really appreciate your, thank you, Pamela. Pamela says, interesting. I'd love to hear what's interesting and what you're thinking, Pamela. But yes, please, if you like it, please share it and help me get it to more women. Sharing is caring. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.